Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. So this tutorial is going to be on my sister. There she go, her little brat self. So let's get into this tutorial, y'all. The first thing you want to do when you're doing acrylic nails is to push back the cuticles. You can use any type of cuticle pusher. Everything that I'm using will be linked in my Amazon storefront and linked in the description. Then you want to go in with some type of bonder and primer. I use Mia's Secret for the primer and the bonder. You can find it on Amazon. It's not too expensive. I think it was like $10 for both. Okay, and then when you're doing acrylic nails, I skipped the first finger because it was kind of hard to see, but you want to make sure that you have a good bead. Like, that's the main important thing. If you guys want an in-depth tutorial of like how to get a proper bead when doing acrylics, I will make a tutorial about that for you. But yeah, so I basically take the bead, like a medium-sized bead, and place it in the middle where the nail tip meets the real nail. That's where I'll place my first bead, and then I'll go back in, you see, with a second bead to like thicken up that area, because that's where the apex of the nail is. Especially if you're doing long nails, you want to make sure that you have a really good apex. So that's where I focus most of the product on. I do also add like a little bit of product on the side because my sister has wide nail beds, so it takes up a majority of the nail. So you just want to make sure like all the fake nails covered. So then I'll just slowly go back onto the same spot and just like add it a little bit further down each time. I don't focus too much on how many beads I use. I know like a lot of people talk about the 3-bead method or 1-bead method or whatever. I feel like as a beginner nail tech, that's just gonna stress you out too much, worrying about how many beads you're using. Don't worry about that at all. Worry about your application. That's the main important thing, because if you have a good application, everything else is going to take you way less time. That's something I had to learn as a nail tech, because I would rush through my application because I was like, oh, you know, I can just file it and make it look good. Yeah, you can technically, but the structure of the nail is not going to be as good, so you're going to have clients constantly breaking their nails, possibly damaging their own nails. And it takes a lot longer than if you just do the application right the first time. So don't worry about how many beads you're using. Just worry about how the structure of the nail is looking like. You want to turn it on the side, turn it forward, turn it all different types of ways to make sure that you see a good apex. That's the main important thing when you're doing nails. See, like, I'm turning the finger, trying to see if the apex looks good. That's what's main important, because you can always add acrylic where it needs to be. So where I live is kind of cold, so the acrylic is a little bit more runny than usual, and it's kind of annoying to work with. That's another thing you have to worry about, is like the temperature of where you're working makes a difference in how your acrylic is being applied. You want it to be like pretty warm, but since where I live is cold and I do nails in the basement, it's kind of hard to temperature control. And this is my sister nail, so I didn't heat up the room like prior to her coming in there. So yeah, but yes, that's what the main thing is, that you want to make sure that first bead is a good size bead, not too wet, not too dry. And you want to make sure you're not swiping. You want to pat it down and then swipe. So what I do is I'll pat it down to the tip of the nail, and then I'll start swiping the excess product to like level it out. And the acrylic that I'm using here is the Mia's Secret Cover Nude Rose. I use mostly Mia's Secret acrylics because they're not very expensive and they work really good, especially if you're a beginner. So yeah, that's what I use. Everything will be linked in the description again if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, I'll let you guys finish watching me do this application. yeah, and then when the application's finished, I just go in with this PANA Drill bit to seal the cuticles. You want to make sure you're sealing the cuticles also. That's a really important step that I didn't know about when I was a beginner. So yeah, this drill bit is really good for that. It's on Amazon, and I'll just go in and seal the cuticles, and then I'll also go over top of the nail and do like the underneath of the nail to just give it a better shape. But yeah, and then after that, I'll file the nails with a nail file. I didn't record that part. If you guys want an in-depth like shaping tutorial for nails, I can also make that for you guys. Just let me know if that's something that you guys want to see. But yeah, I didn't record the filing. I only recorded the drilling. So yeah, you guys can watch me finish sealing these cuticles, and then I'll show you guys the finished result. Look at that shaping, y'all. Ooh, so crisp. And this is how they turned out. Thanks for watching.
We're gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast when you do what you